I'm Phil from the American Anglican Council with a live update from the Anglican Church in North America in Latrobe. And it's been a very exciting time. Of course, the big news is the election of the Right Reverend Steve Wood as our next Archbishop. Let me just say a few things about Steve Wood, because I've known him for probably 30 years now. For those of you who are involved in charismatic renewal and Holy Spirit ministry, Bishop Steve is a protege of Chuck Irish, and so he has a deep, deep conviction of the need for our church to be filled with the Holy Spirit. We're thrilled at the American Anglican Council because that's going to be one of the things that we are focusing on in the coming year with Holy Spirit weekends, with our new director of the Renew Weekends, the Reverend Clancy Nixon. And so we're just excited to have a man who's so full of the Spirit leading our province. Also, Archbishop Steve is an accomplished leader in church planting. I helped in the early stages form the Diocese of the Carolinas with him and others when there are really only 3 anchor churches. And since then, Bishop Steve and the Diocese of the Carolinas has begun a diocesan church planting ministry, Cardia, that has been launching, I think, an average of at least one new church plant each year. So we're going to have, I think, a very, very hopeful and fruitful season with him at the helm of the Anglican Church in North America. Now, here we are at Provincial Council today, and already things are getting very interesting, because in the Governance Task Force report, one of the key canons is Title I, Canon 5, Sections 8 and 9. These are all about establishing diocesan minimum requirements for providing sexual misconduct policies for children and for adults, and also to provide minimum best practices for dioceses and how they handle accusations of sexual misconduct, abuse, and all that. So stay tuned. We'll have more for you. Otherwise, it's been a very, very quiet Provincial Council with routine reports. Some of you may be wondering, well, what's the difference between Provincial Council and Provincial Assembly? Provincial Council is the legislative body that meets every year and passes all the canonical changes and budget and program. Provincial Assembly occurs once every 3 to 5 years, and it has a business session which ratifies all of the changes that have been made at Provincial Council to the canons. So, since our last Provincial Assembly was in 2019, we now have 5 years of amendments to canons in Provincial Councils 20, 21, 22, 20, and 23, and now 24, that are going to have to be ratified by Provincial Assembly at that business session. That's another critical moment in the life of our province to see how we're going to be governing ourselves. Now, Provincial Assembly also has a real mission focus, so there's going to be lots of wonderful challenges to proclaim Christ faithfully to the nations. We'll hear from some of our GAFCON and Global South primates. We'll have lots of workshops on how to strengthen clergy and congregations and ministry. AAC is doing some of them, and but that's the principal difference between Provincial Council and Provincial Assembly. So tomorrow what we'll do is it'll be the beginning of Provincial Assembly, and we'll report on you highlights from each day. I'm not sure when. I think it'll be Thursday when the Provincial Assembly business session looks at all the canonical changes, and we will certainly update you on that. But we'll have some highlights of our speakers and our workshops, and just a general sense from talking with delegates here from all over North America, Canada, and Mexico, how the future of the Anglican Church in North America is shaping up at 16 years old. So God bless you, and we'll see you soon.